Well, hello, 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 my beautiful mindset rebooters. I know that there might have been, if you were able to do the work in reflecting on what you'd like to get out of this challenge. You know, you can do this challenge in 5 days. You'll find that if you look at the videos, you can do it in less than that. And really, again, this is just a 5 day challenge or however many hours you do it in, right? It's just a time for you to become aware of maybe some limiting beliefs and take some action into at least changing one of them that you may come across. And so, with that in mind, let's talk about what today's session is going to be, which is um, it's going to be on awareness and reflection. Because without awareness, then we as humans don't grow. We as humans cannot evolve into who we know we can be, or maybe who we think we can be, right? And so taking that think to know is part of that mindset growth, that mindset reboot that you have challenged yourself with. And so let me share um, my slides and let's get to it. All right. So this is about awareness and um and self-reflection. And so what we're going to find is that this shift that you are creating for yourself, you know, we're going to focus today on cultivating self-awareness to better understand our thought patterns and triggers of overthinking and self-doubt that may creep up as we are going about our task or even as we are trying to create the future that we want. And so by enhancing our self-awareness, we take the first steps towards overcoming any challenges that we are likely to face. You know, we face ourselves more than we do any other challenges. And that's where the mindset piece comes in, so that as we face them, as we challenge any beliefs that come up, whether it's how we make money, limiting beliefs, how we think of ourselves, you know, we start becoming more focused and intentional in our approach, not only to our business, but also our lives. And so enhancing self-awareness is crucial for identifying excuse me, and addressing patterns that constantly come up over and over and over again. And as an overthinker, you know, and if any of you are overthinkers as well, you know, it helps to be able to curb that way that we are used to speaking to ourselves and about ourselves. And so I like to think of self-awareness as an inner compass, my inner compass, your inner compass of self-developing yourself. So that self-development and personal growth. And, you know, as you know, the entrepreneurial journey is not an easy one. It's so thrilling, yet it's a daunting path, excuse me. And so it's a constant dance between the exhilarating highs and innovations and the inevitable lows of those setbacks that come along. While skills and knowledge are undeniably important, navigating this roller coaster ride successfully really hinges on a critical element, and that's your mindset. So your mindset, your belief in systems that we spoke about yesterday, and approaches to challenges is the foundation upon which your entrepreneurial dreams are built. It's determined how you respond to these difficulties and seize opportunities and ultimately achieve success. And so we're going to do a little review of yesterday. And there we go. All right, whoops, went too far. There we go. And so yesterday we spoke on the mindset, right? And reflected upon those limiting beliefs that we have or may have, right? And so I'd like for you to take a moment to consider these questions. Which limiting belief has the most impact on your actions? How can you or how have you started to shift these limiting beliefs, if they're multiple, into empowering ones? And it's only a 5-day challenge, so let's pick one. So how have you started to shift that limiting belief and make it into an empowering one? Now, remember, in the Facebook group, we do have the sheets that go along that correlate with each topic. Yesterday, it was intention setting. It was empowering limiting beliefs or empowering beliefs. And then also it was a journal prompt. So you had 3 yesterday. What small steps can you take today to challenge a limiting belief? And again, it starts with the challenging. It starts with rethinking how I think I should be, rethinking on what my future should look like. You know, it's crucial to question your current mindset at all times if there is a dissatisfaction there. So again, remember that if you feel a dissatisfaction, what is that coming from? Is it valid to who you are trying to become and create? And recognizing those limiting beliefs, you're going to begin to replace them with empowering ones and creating new habits that will sustain you. Now, remember, the myth is it takes 21 to 28 days to create a new habit, but truly and honestly, it takes sometimes up to a year to create a lifelong habit. So if you ponder that, then these practices that we've been talking about are great ways to begin using them daily to create new lifelong habits, right? So self-awareness. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, thoughts, behaviors. It involves observing yourself without judgment. I'm going to say that again. It's the ability to observe yourself and your behaviors and your emotions without judgment and gaining insight into the factors that influence your actions. Remember the biopsychology, you know, how our thoughts affect our physical well-being. So self-awareness isn't just about listing your strengths and weaknesses, it's multidimensional, and it's an understanding of yourself that encompasses your values. What do you value? Now, values are are activities you do every day that shows what's important to you. So if you say you value fitness and health, but you're eating hamburgers and not working out, well, then that's not a value. That's really an ideal. And so what are you doing daily towards your success? Emotions, you know, beliefs about your strengths and weaknesses usually come up into it. So what are you naturally good at? What can you develop in terms of that? Triggers come along with that. Who are the people that trigger you? What do they say? Does that really have any relevance to who you are becoming and who you are now? What situations trigger you? Is it relevant? I had the situation where my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, she would trigger me. And I came to realize, because I was doing my own work, right? I was doing my work on myself, and I came to realize that I wanted her to be corrected. I wanted to make her right. And when it was very freeing for me to realize that I didn't have to do that, it wasn't my place. I had a great mentor. We were doing marriage ministry at the time, and this mentor said, whoever had the parent, and if that parent was the problem, that spouse had to be the one to correct it, or that spouse had to be the one to make aware of anything that bothered the other spouse. It wasn't the spouse's responsibility, excuse me, wasn't the spouse's responsibility to correct that parent. And so whoever had the parent had the problem, was how she would say it. And I thought that that was so freeing for me, but also, again, doing the work, I realized that, it really isn't my place. It's not even it wasn't even my husband's place. It was my mother-in-law's place to gain awareness and to really work on herself. And so I thought that was very freeing for me. And I think so for her as well. Let me make sure. Um, you know, if you look at some of the so tracking your emotions throughout the day and figuring out what is going to trigger them is going to be a helpful tool for you. And again, is it valid? Is really relevant to who you are today? Are you reacting as the child? Are you reacting as an adult? If you're reacting, think again. Because we want to go from reacting, if we're developing ourselves to our future self. We don't want to be reacting to the world. We want to be responding to the situations, to the people around us. Any strength or weakness assessments, you take those strength assessments, and it could be the Enneagram, the Clifton Strengths, or the Strength Finders, anything like that. Or ask a trusted colleague or friend, for honest feedback on how they see your strengths and what are some areas you need work on. I remember someone told me that I just tend to be very blunt and very direct, and it didn't take into account other people's feelings. Actually, she called me the tactless wonder. And so I don't want to be the tactless wonder, right? Nobody wants to be the tactless wonder. And so her having said that to me was an awareness that it wasn't that I didn't have a filter. It was that my lived experience was, I'm going to be direct with you, and you can take it because you're my friend. And I want that. I want that type of relationship from my friends. I don't want we're good friends and never have any serious discussions. And so what I found from that was this was a true friend who wanted me to be a better version of myself, wanted to be a better communicator, someone that people really admired, someone that people would go to. And with her assessment, I was able to look at my approach and how I spoke with people, and I became milder. I became more compassionate, and I, approach things with concern and with love, and not having to be right. That make any sense? Does that resonate with anyone? Because again, if we're being right about something, then it's about us. But if our concern is for another, then it isn't about being right. It's about, hey, are you aware of this? And so get that feedback. Remember, it's not criticism. You are asking them to let you know what they see in you. Or one, again, a very trusted family, friend, or colleague that will be honest with you and allow you to then grow into the person that you want to be. We got to be clear about who we want to be, right? So developing self-awareness, like anything, is a lifelong journey. It really is more about engaging in self-discovery and unlocking this wellspring of potential that you have within you, that I have within me. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's a conscious choice. And embracing this challenge and the challenge to be the better version of yourself, you're going to watch your personal compass guide you towards a fulfilling and authentic future. So, areas to be aware of, because, we know that self-awareness, let me pull this up. Self-awareness is really a multi-dimensional, right? It's not just flat. I go to step one, I go to step two, it's not 2D, it's 3D, sometimes it's 4D, because it's sometimes living in the gray. It's not black or white. And so you're looking at yourself through various lenses, and each are going to reveal a facet of who you are. But again, this can also lead to who you are becoming. And so, with that understanding, imagine yourself as a diamond, and each facet is redirecting a reflection of a different dimension. And so, these dimensions are going to help you have a richer self awareness. So, I spoke of values before, right? These are your core principles, the things that matter most to you. Understanding your values help you make decisions that align with what you believe in, who you are, your purpose in life, right? And it's going to foster that sense of purpose and integrity. The next is emotions. There's something called emotional intelligence. And really, it's being aware, what drives us when it's our emotions. So emotions many times are signals that provide us information about our internal state, right? So sometimes when it's really interesting, right? Because the physical manifestations of fear and excitement are the same thing. Right? If you think about it, a time that you were fearful, you may have broken out in sweat, your heart started to pound, there might have been tension in your head, shaking, a feeling of anxiety, but also excitement too. If you think about going up on a roller coaster, right? You start to sweat, your heart starts to pound, you get this tension headache and the feeling of anxiety, yet it's excitement that you are feeling. So really, the physical manifestations, it's how you look at the situation. You can see it as fear or you can see it as excitement. And so there's a way to, when you recognize your emotions and understand the triggers, there's a way for you to regulate it, and actually allows you to be better at responding to whatever was triggering you. Okay. And then your personality, this encompasses who you are, your characteristics, your patterns of thinking, your feeling and behaving. Knowing your personality type helps you understand how you naturally interact with the world and navigate social situations. Your belief system, your beliefs, these are assumptions you hold about yourself and the world around you. and also the people you interact with, correct? And so examining your beliefs helps identify limiting ones that are holding you back. And so cultivating empowering beliefs, that's going to support your growth. And strength and weaknesses. Everyone has a strength and everyone has weakness. Everyone. We are a blend of both. And so identifying our strengths allows us to leverage them for success and fulfillment, but also recognizing our weaknesses allows us either to develop strategies that are going to improve, right? We can learn that skill, or help us find people to include them in our team that's going to help us really create a successful community around us. And we sometimes have to work around some of our limiting, not limiting, our weaknesses. So I think it's really important for us to recognize them as they are, but also help to develop ways, tools that are going to help us to work around them, or to learn to make that into a strength. And so triggers, there's certain situations and people that are just going to push our emotional buttons. And so recognizing what those triggers are, we're going to be able to navigate them so that we're not reacting. We are going to be responding to what the situation is, who the person is. Also, sometimes we just need to avoid those people and situations. I think that is one of those pieces that we don't think is a choice, and yet it is, even with family. That's another discussion. And then our needs, these are our fundamental emotional and psychological requirements. Understanding my need or our needs are going to help us to identify what brings us a sense of fulfillment. It's going to allow us to seek ways to have these needs met in healthy ways. And so using this as the lens and exploring these dimensions as we become self-aware, you're going to gain an understanding of yourself in a comprehensive way. And this self-awareness allows you to navigate life's complexities with greater clarity. If you know where you're going, if you know who you want to become, then your sense of self-awareness is not even going to be focused on some of the things that you have normally dealt with in your life. And so you're going to make choices that align with your values. You're going to build stronger relationships, because those relationships that were not healthy for you will slip away because you're not giving them the reaction they want, or you're going to make the decision to not expose yourself to them anymore. And so that's going to be really allowing you to create the community, the business that aligns with who you are and your integrity. And all of these are going to help to build clarity as you develop your mindset. Oops. So I just wanted to talk about why self-awareness is so important. Again, it empowers you. Think of self-awareness as an architect of your personal growth. And it empowers you by allowing you to gain clarity and direction. You're going to know your values, and that's going to help you set aligned goals to who you want to be and where you want to go. The choices you make to be there will resonate with you and truly with the purpose that you are creating this life for. Your emotional intelligence will just grow and be empowered, and you're going to understand your emotion in a way that allows you to manage them effectively, and also leading to better relationships and decision making. You're going to see that you are you're going to see that excuse me, you're going to see your strengths clearly, right? It's going to allow you to leverage them for success and fulfillment. You're going to see your value grow more and your abilities because right, with a growth mindset, you know that you can learn abilities that you may not have had before. And personal growth, again, that goes again with strength development, right? You're going to acknowledge your weaknesses and you're going to pave ways to learn and grow and improve. So using mindfulness techniques, which is one of the cores of my business, is going to help you to observe your thoughts without judgment, and especially mindfulness meditation. So that's what we're going to do right now. And so I'm going to see if I can just take myself off. And so what I would like for you to do, because what I'd like for you to concentrate on is this meditation we're going to go through. Practicing mindful meditation can help you observe your thoughts without judgment and increase your self-awareness. And so what I would like for you to do is to find a quiet space. So if you can't do this now, please watch the replay and allow yourself time to go through this meditation. So I'm going to ask you to find a quiet place. Choose a comfortable and quiet area where you will not be disturbed, or you will not be disturbed at this moment. Settle yourself into a comfortable position. If you are seating, ground yourself by putting both feet on the ground and your hands on your lap. If you're lying down, then get into a comfortable position and trust me, close your eyes, and we're going to take a few deep breaths to relax. So I'm going to ask you to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue breathing. And as you breathe, bring your attention to your body. Start at your toes and wiggle them gently. Notice any sensation, warmth, tingling, tightness. Slowly scan upward, feeling the connection between each part of your body. Notice any areas holding tension. and soften them with your breath. Breathe into your legs. Breathe into your pelvis. Now, as you're slowly scanning upward, shift your awareness to your mind. Don't force any thoughts away. Instead, imagine them like clouds drifting across a vast sky. Notice the content of each thought, but don't get caught up in it. If it's a worry, a memory, or a plan, simply observe it and let it go. Now shift your awareness to your mind. Don't try to force thoughts away. Imagine them like clouds drifting across a vast sky. Like watching a movie, picture yourself sitting in front of the movie theater, watching the screen. The screen is your mind, and the thoughts are the characters in the movie. You're not the characters, you're just the observer. If you find yourself getting caught up in a thought, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest with each inhale and exhale. This will be your anchor, guiding you back to the present moment. Allow your thoughts to come and go without judgment. Notice when your mind starts to overthink. Gently bring your thoughts and your focus back to your breath. Remember, there are no good or bad thoughts. Just observe them with a sense of curiosity and detachment. So let's continue this for 3 minutes and see if your mind wanders. Don't worry about it. Remember to anchor back to your breath. Simply acknowledge the thought and return to your breath. Remember to come back to your breath and don't judge any thoughts that come to mind. When you feel ready, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing your attention back to your body. Take a few deep breaths. Feel grounded and present. Open your eyes at your own pace and carry this sense of awareness with you throughout the day. Throughout the day, you can take a few mindful breaths and observe your thoughts. Are they positive, negative, or neutral? Guess what? They're not. They're not anything. Labeling your thoughts can further enhance self-awareness in how you see those thoughts and how they may trigger you to react versus respond. So self-reflection. Reflect on your experience during this short meditation that we just experienced. Again, when you have time and you can listen to it, replay it again, or if the memory is vivid, you can take a few minutes to reflect on this experience. Consider these questions. What thoughts or patterns did you notice during the meditation? How did you feel when you observed your thoughts without judgment? What insight did you gain about your overthinking triggers? Remember, self-awareness is a journey, not a destination. Keep practicing this meditation throughout the week to strengthen your ability to observe your thoughts without judgment. And then ask yourself, when you have time to sit down and journal, what new insights did you gain about overthinking patterns or any limiting beliefs that came up? How can you apply these insights to your life, business, and practices? And what small steps can you take to reduce the impact of any triggers that get you overthinking, reacting, causing self-doubt? Write down your reflections in a journal and remind yourself the importance of self-awareness is overcoming limiting beliefs. So how do we integrate, right? Awareness and how will it fuel us to propel us on this journey, right? Because as I keep saying, awareness is a journey. It's not a destination. So what is going to fuel us in this journey is reflection. Imagine yourself scaling a mountain. You wouldn't just blindly climb, would you? You'd stop at checkpoints, assess the terrain, adjust your strategy. You may even hire a Sherpa or guide to lead you to the mountaintop. Reflection is that vital pause, that moment where you step back and truly see yourself where you're going and where you are no longer at. So to cultivate a powerful self-awareness, you need to schedule, put it in your calendar, time to reflect. Treat it like an important meeting, even if it's just for 15 minutes a day. Journaling is the classic tool of self-reflection. Use it. It'll be an important way for you to evaluate. Mindfulness practices, meditation, mindful breathing, counted breaths, right, can quiet the noise and allow you to connect with your inner self. While self-reflection is key, don't discount the insights of a trusted colleague, mentors, friends. Ask for honest feedback, but more importantly, be open to receiving it. And then review and analyze. Take time after major events, presentations, challenging situations to reflect on your performance. What worked well? What could be improved? Because self-awareness is a journey, there's going to be setbacks, some blind spots that you did not know were going to be uncovered. But through consistent reflection, you gain a deeper understanding of yourself, and that's going to propel you towards those peak performances in your personal and professional life. You know, I would say develop a reflection prompt library. Right? Maybe even put it in your journal, these questions. What am I grateful for today? What triggered my frustration in that meeting? And that's going to spark deeper introspection. Now, remember, the key to unlocking your full potential lies within you. By cultivating self-awareness, you'll become the master of your destiny. I love this quote. Knowing yourself is the beginning to all wisdom. And so that is key to locking your full potential, right? Because knowing yourself, you're going to become the master of what you are trying to cultivate, in how you respond to the world, in how you go after your success. So again, it's that internal compass. It's going to guide your decisions. It's going to shape your relationships. And ultimately, it's going to determine how effectively you navigate life's complexities and self-awareness, right? And so identifying your strengths and weaknesses, knowing that you excel at, allows you to leverage those talents. We spoke about this earlier, right? And so recognizing those blind spots that you have, that'll mitigate weaknesses, and you can also seek support or delegate. Understanding your triggers, that's going to help, because we all have emotional buttons. And with reflection, we're going to be able to identify what's going to spark a reaction that you don't want to give. And you're going to develop healthier coping mechanisms. And it's going to help you make informed decisions. Reflection helps you connect with your values in your choices. And you're going to become more intentional, ensuring your actions align with your long-term goals. You know, navigating challenging situations is easier, or you'll have more clarity, because you're going to understand your thought patterns, and you're going to be able to approach any problem with greater clarity and avoid impulsive reactions. And so I encourage you to develop a reflection prompt. Again, because of the library, reflection prompt library, using specific questions that are going to help you be more introspective as you develop these patterns of behavior and these ways of thinking that will help you to grow to being the person you are and the person that you are becoming. So again, I would love to know your thoughts, see your comments of how awareness, along with reflection, how you're going to use that in your future and how you see yourself not only using in the future, but how is it going to help you to become the person that you desire to be. Keep in touch. This is Gigi Santiago, your executive coach, life coach, but also your mindset mastery mentor. As we walk through this journey together, I know that there is a lot to learn. You guys are fabulous. Make a significant progress in your life, and congratulations on completing day 2. Tomorrow, we're going to concentrate and focus on making a commitment to action. And we're going to set some clear and actionable goals. And again, we're building upon the foundation in which we've set so that we can have that mindset shift that we are so looking forward. So, lovies, I just wanted to congratulate you on watching day 2, and I look forward to the rest of this week. Tomorrow we'll be again talking about that commitment to the commitment, and I will see you then. All right, lovies, be blessed.